Stars win! Let's go! We get into game 4. Fox is out. I'm assuming it has something to do with his hand from game 3. However, Cogliano does come back into the lineup to replace him. And our starting goalies are Dobie and Leonard. And Vegas also is missing Nosek in this game. 4.5 minutes into the game, Vegas takes a penalty, sends Dallas on the power play. Power play didn't look great. They were struggling to enter the zone for most of it. They seemed to want to just carry the puck. And it wasn't working, but they just kept doing it, and just kept not working, and not working. 12:22 left. Dallas would actually go on another power play, and that one looked even worse. That one was really ugly. Honestly, it was really ugly. And I'm sitting there like, wow, the power play is looking this bad, and we're the best looking power play left in the playoffs, supposedly. Not right now. So yeah, that one got killed off too. Not a whole lot happened until Dallas would end up taking a penalty with 6:13 left. Dallas would kill that off, but then would take another penalty again. Lundell would make a pretty big block, and it stung him. And I guess at the around later stages of the first, I didn't actually catch it live time, so I don't know when it exactly happened, but Hintz kind of got taken down a little bit, and as he was trying to get back up / gain his balance, he slid kind of head first into the side of Perry. It kind of jarred his head back a little bit, so he was not there to return in the second, and actually did not return for the rest of the game. So that's a pretty big hit for the Stars. He's a really good, fast, big forward that's hard on pucks and good at creating chances and has a good shot. He's an important part of our team, so that's not nice to see him go down. And as the second starts, Vegas comes out hard, and they're controlling play as the period starts. And it's, as a Stars fan, not looking good, honestly. Not looking good at all. Tuck was kind of coming behind the net, in his zone. Perry was going to go behind the net in the same, and they both just didn't realize each other were there. Perry very much got the worst of it as he got obliterated by Tuck behind the net. Cranked the ice. Was a little bit woozy getting up. He would play his next shift. Then he'd go down into the locker room for concussion protocol. And then he came back. So I had a couple different notes on him. He left, and then he came back, and then he left, and then he came back, kind of thing. He did play the rest of the game. That was good, because we really didn't want to be down 2 forwards for that much of the game. And then I think it was Marshall was going wide, and then he ended up chipping a backhand on net, and it goes off Dobie's pad. And Dobie has that quick awareness, and he does a quick little spin around, closes his legs, keeps the puck from going in. It would have gone under review, just because it was, kind of weird looking, and they wanted to just make sure. And I get that. You couldn't even see the puck in the room, any of the angles. And so you didn't see it cross the line either. And it's no goal. So it's still 0-0. Vegas would go on to a power play. There's a crazy mad scramble out front. Ends up hitting the post, comes out. Pacioretty gets it. He has a wide open net because Alexiak, I don't know if he got shoved or if he just dove, but he took Dobie right out of the crease. And so Dobie's mad scramble trying to get across. Pacioretty's falling, he shoots it, and he missed the net by that much on the short side, which was pretty well completely open. Dobie comes across and gets it after it hits the boards and comes back out and covers it. Off that face-off, Vegas wins it back, passes it across to Martinez, who slap shots one back across where Dobie came from, over the pad. It's 1-0 Vegas. Keep in mind, first 3 games of the series, the team that scored first has won. So I'm not thrilled about how this game's going. I'm this is another game 2 looking game. The Stars have, I think it was 6 shots at this point, maybe. 11 minutes to go. The shots were 20-6 in favor of Vegas. That's 10 minutes to go in the second period. So not a good game. And I was noting that Dallas at this point in the game didn't really deserve the game, in my opinion, because they weren't playing well. And it was pretty well all Vegas. Their Stars power play did not look good. The only thing that looked decent was the penalty kill, and that had gotten exposed even. At this point in the game too, with about 9 minutes to go, Dallas had 2 shots in the last 20 minutes of game time. Not good. But that doesn't seem to matter as Stars go in, still with 6 shots. Rads is doing some work along the boards, pressures him to get it out, and then Cogs gets a stick on it. And this Paz is kind of skating by the net. Puck kind of just falls in front of him, and he backhands one, and I think it was Schmidt dove for it. Went off the stick, over Leonard, floated over Leonard's glove, and in the net. Now it's 1-1, and the shots are 21-7 in favor of Vegas. Dobie doing Dobie things, keeping the boys in it until they wake up. Dallas would then go on a power play right after, and Radulov was just sitting there waiting for that one-timer. and the first pass attempt gets broken up. Second one gets right to him, and he claps that one super hard. Leonard comes across, gets it right in the neck. Got it right under the mask, over the shoulder pads, got it right in the neck, and you saw him take it, and he kind of just fell backwards, and you can tell. Obviously, that doesn't feel good, and that's why whenever I've been willing to play goalie or anything like that, that's why I use that neck protector. I know, sure, it's not quite as fun and flaily in the way sometimes or something like that. It's irritating, but it saves your neck. That's its purpose. That would end up getting killed off, and then with 1:09 left to go in the second period, Vegas would take another penalty. And I'm thinking, well, at least there'll be 51 seconds into the third where Dallas could try and build some momentum. At least there'll be about 51 seconds into the third where Dallas can try and build some momentum. Stars take the face off, go to work. This doesn't look like any of the other power plays they had. Klingberg would shoot one on net, and the rebound would pop right to Ben, who would fire one top shelf. It would go off Leonard's arm, but not by a lot. And Dallas takes a 2-1 lead. And at this point, my mind's baffled. I'm like, what? Since Stars scored, since Pav's goal, Stars actually started playing a little bit. It wasn't all Vegas anymore, and each shift that went on, Dallas looked a little bit better. So I was like, okay, we didn't deserve that first goal, but we got it. Now the boys are starting to play a little bit. We're woken up a little bit. Yeah, so only 11 seconds into that power play, they get the power play goal. First of the series and the game, and we would end the second period at a 2-1 score. We get into the third. About 14 minutes go by. Perry has it. He gets a good look for Kiviranta out front, who shoots it. He shoots it just wide, though. Can't quite find the net. Darn. And then, like I said, Dobie just continuing to do Dobie things, just unreal work ethic and drive and fight for every single puck and shot and rebound and everything. And he's one of my favorite goalies to watch. That's for sure. He's so entertaining, and he never gives up on anything. It's awesome. It really is. After a turnover in the Stars' end, Vegas had like a 2-on-1. It would come across for Pacioretty, who'd shoot, go far side on Dobie again. He hits the post, and it stays out. And with about 12 minutes left, Pavs and Gurianov skating up. Pavs sends a nice saucer over the D-man stick, sends Gurianov on a partial break. He puts like a backhand tuck on it. Not quite enough. Leonard stops that. We go a little bit without anything crazy happening. About 6:44 left. Vegas would end up going on a power play. Dickinson would get a shorthanded chance. It gets stopped. Coma would follow up the rebound. That gets stopped. And as Dickinson's turning around to skate back, when you're skating hard, you got whatever your top hand is on your stick. But if you're right-handed, it'll probably be your left hand. And you're skating, so you only got that one hand. And you're just going, and it's on the ice. But he's doing that, and I can't remember who it was. But the Vegas D-man was coming as Dickey was coming out from behind the net, skating, just going back. And they crossed paths, and the Vegas player was turning up, and as he was crossing over, he got Dickinson's stick between his skates. So that's a tripping penalty with 110 minutes of a 5-on-3 for Vegas with a little over 5 minutes to go. The first one would get killed off, and then the second one would get killed off. I honestly thought that was going to be the game. I thought Vegas was going to open it up, take it over. That was such a huge moment in the game. Big kill from everyone that was out there killing that. Miro would then end up going in on a breakaway. He would also get denied. And they pull Leonard with a little over 1:30 left. They're unable to do anything with that. And the Stars keep it a 2-1 game. Finish it out. So now Dallas takes a 3-1 series lead in the Western Conference Final. As we saw last round, though, that doesn't really mean nothing. Vegas is a really good team. They could easily just come back. So the Stars got to start hard in the next one. Play hard all the way through and finish hard. I really don't want to see a repeat of what happened in Colorado. Or with Colorado. I didn't enjoy that little bit of a comeback they made there. I wasn't a fan. Let's get into the stat. Dobie was your first star. Again, stopping 32 of 33. Once again, an unreal performance from Dobie. I honestly don't think he's going to be in a Stars uniform next year because the way he's playing, man's going to demand some money. I don't think with the Stars where they're at and with the contracts that they need to sign coming up, they can afford that. And then we also have Ottinger, who's kind of just waiting. Don't get me wrong, I love Dobie, and do I want to see him back in the Stars uniform? Of course I do. The man's unreal, and like I said, he's one of my favorite to watch. I'm just trying to be realistic. I'm not expecting him to come back. I know he said he wants to come back. I want him to come back. I know majority, at least, of the Stars fans want him to come back. He's probably going to look for a little bit more term, a little bit more money than we can offer him, sadly. But if something works, I will be thrilled. It's like 1 or 2 more years of Dobie. Second star was Pavelski, who had the goal that, woke up the Stars. And third assist, this one surprised me a little bit, but I understand it, was Stanley. He had a decent amount of chances in this game, a few good looks. He also had an assist on the Martinez goal for Vegas, and he's your third star. Anton Hudobin, like I said, stopped 32 of 33 for a 970, and Robin Lehner stopped 18 of 20 for a 900 save percentage. The shots in the first period were 13-5, and I'll be honest, that doesn't even show how bad the Stars played in the first period, honestly. In my opinion, that shot counter could have been a lot worse. But we get in second, like I said, Dallas was starting to play a lot better in the second half of this period. Once they got that goal, that was only the second shot of the period for him, and that was like 11 minutes into the period for him. But the shots at the end of the second were 11-9 for Vegas. So, like I said, once that second half came along, it was Stars, okay, let's go. This is our game to take now. And we get into the third, and the shots were 9-6 for Vegas. The faceoffs for the second game in a row were dead even at 32 apiece. The power plays, Vegas went 1 for 5, Dallas went 1 for 4. So Dallas a little higher percentage, but ultimately they cancel each other out. The hits were 43-31 for Dallas. I feel like that's low hitting for Vegas, especially considering that, Reeves isn't suspended anymore. I didn't really even notice Reeves this game, so I'm expecting a really big game from him in Game 5. There just wasn't really much out there for Reeves to make me notice him. And I feel like if he's not being noticed, Vegas ain't doing as well. But that's pretty much all I have. Don't forget to leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment down below if there's anything that I missed or that you would like to add. Don't forget to subscribe if you're new or you enjoyed. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys after Game 5.